Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I am logging into the modules here. We're going to be looking at probability now. So first module is welcome module. You should have been done with all of that. I put it in an order sequence, so it was done in order. I'm realizing that I need to push the due dates a little bit longer. So what I'm trying to do, so this is my first online class in a long time, is when I assign a module, I'm going to give you a week to get the module done, even though we should be finishing 2 modules a week. And I'm going to give you a week every time I open a module up. So if I go down here to probability, this is where we're going to start. I've been working on this. Not all the recordings are of my own. I'm having an issue with the play pause it on one of these, so I'm using the teacher that I'm co-teaching the class with. She's the full-timer that's been doing online videos for a long time. Some of these videos are hers and some are mine. But let me go back to what I was saying was when I open a module up, so this play pause it module, and I open it up to you, you'll be able to tell. I'll send you an email through announcements when it's going to come open. I'll give you a week to do it. And so you should have it done within a week, but I'm going to still extend it a week past that for 2 weeks, but that's considered late. So if it took you 2 weeks to get it done, you're late. And I'm hoping that I don't have this issue that I've had with a couple of students where they didn't finish it, so the module wouldn't let them move on at all, and then I'd have to set up Zoom meetings to get a hold of them. So I'm trying something new so it'll still work the way it's supposed to, but the way they wanted me to close it out so quick to make sure you're following along, I need to extend it a little bit more. And since it's my class, I can pick how long I want to extend it. So you need to get it done within the first week. This is where I'm shooting. And after the first week, I'll give you an additional week, but it's kind of considered late. So remember, we're trying to get 2 modules a week. That's in order for me to be able to cover all the modules that are in this class. So you need to shoot through the modules within a week. So let's look at this. Introduction is what you click on right here, and if you clicked on this, you're watching this video right now. And it's going to be, I'm trying to put it in there as a play pause it, so I hope that's the way I put this video in there. After that, you're going to click on the objectives, and they like us to go through these with you. So the objectives, the activities, this is the activities in this section that you're looking at, correct, in this module. And the objectives is to understand the basic terminologies of probability theory, explain the difference between theoretical and experimental probability. We'll be looking at that. Calculate simple probabilities, explain what type of number a probability can be, solve problems in probability involving independent and dependent events. Independent means one is independent of the other, like if you're independent from your parents, you live on your own, your parents don't help you out in any way. If you're dependent, you need somebody, you got to depend on something else. So think of it independent and dependent events that way. One event depends on it, the other one doesn't. Independent events. Use conditional probabilities to focus on 1 or 2 groups rather than an entire sample space. Demonstrate an understanding of the relationship between intersection of events and products of probabilities. Remember I told you intersections just like where 2 streets come together. They overlap. That's an intersection. Apply the concepts of permutations and combinations to probability calculations. Analyze games of chance by using probability. Lots of games of chance in Vegas. All types of probabilities going on there. It's always in the house's favor in Vegas, though. It's never going to be 50-50. They're going to take part of the favor. When I talk about all this different stuff you're doing, I need to talk about this module in just a minute. So I'm going to talk about that because there's a lot here. Analyze the game of chance by using probability. Articulate how expected values take both probabilities and winnings into account. Expected values where you determine what your losing possibility is and your winning possibility is. You add them together to find out whether you're really going to win at the game or lose at the game. Use expected value to make decisions, right? I mean, if you're, expected probabilities like playing the lottery, right? What's your chances of winning on one ticket? 1 in, 200 million, correct? But then you compare that, you add that with your chances of losing, correct? Is, if it's 1 in 220 million, your losing is 249,999 million over the 250 of losing, correct? But what do you win when you win that 1 in 220 million? How much money you winning? That's that part you add up with how much you would lose if you played the game, right? And then you analyze whether it's worth playing or not, correct? Use the expected value to analyze the game a chance. That's talking about this last bullet I just read. So looking at all this stuff, there's quite a bit there. Let me go back to this module here, because this module is a little different than the rest of the modules that we've been doing. So your first module was set theory. You did all that stuff, and we finished that module on set theory. Then combinatorics. You've done all this stuff on combinatorics. And remember, at the end of every module, there's an assessment, correct? Like a little test for that module. Now, probability has a lot of material in here, so it's been broken down to 3-part module. So you got your objectives for your part. Well, actually, objectives look like they fit for all the probabilities. So here's your part 1, where you got your book that you need to read, and then you got instructional videos that you can watch that supplements to the book and helps you. Then you have your activity page that you could either print out, or if you have a tablet, you could write right on it and save it as a PDF and attach it either way you want to do it. Make sure that when you do this, you're going to do a rough draft first, correct? Right? And tell me the different colors of your rough compared to your final, using 2 different writing utensils so I could tell the difference. So when you first print it out, you attempt the problems on your own. You don't have to do them all. I got instructions. Please read the instructions before you just click on it and open it up and do it. Attempt to do some problems, write down where you're stuck and some of your right areas where you don't understand, so I could see that. Then you're going to watch the play posits where they're solved. And now these play posits, I was having an issue with using this math program that they're using when you flip a coin in here, and I didn't know how to adjust that, so I'm just leaving the full-timers play posits, which she gave me the right to do, and for my class. So you're going to be watching play posits with her there, basically her in the background talking. And then when you finish the play posits, you come and you click on this. This is where you upload, right? And you got to do your final draft. After you do the play posits, you want to go do your final draft and finish up that assignment, and then you upload that. So you have your rough draft and your final plot draft. I've had a couple of people, I'm looking for something here. What am I looking for? Wrong button. I had a couple of people uploading more than one PDF document to me. Some people are uploading 3 to 4 PDF documents. Remember that when you upload your work, you're supposed to keep it as one PDF document, so I could scroll through the different pages within that document. So please make sure you're uploading as one PDF document. It does state that. And then you got these practice problems, which is kind of like problems that after you've read the book and you watch the videos, you got a bunch of practice problems that you can practice, and you have to do at least 5 of those, right? So you got to turn in 5, and you can do more. Practice makes perfect, right? You can do more, but you got to turn in at least 5. And then here is the answer key for all the problems within these practice problems, right? You can click on that and watch those and go back and see where you might have made a mistake when you uploaded it to me if you have a mistake on that. And then here's your assessment in this section. And so that's the first part of this probability module 3, where it says there's 3 parts of probability. That's the first part, and then I will set the second part to open up later on. I think, I don't want to say I might use this later on, but I'm going to put it for Saturday at the moment. So, we've only a week and a half into the class, right? You guys, I hope you're cranking through this, because we're going into, basically, this will be your, is that our 3rd module now? Set theory was the first, and then you have combinatorics, and now you have probability part 1, right? We're a week and a half in. 2 weeks we want to get to probability part 2, which I'm going to have to go back and do recordings on this. So I hope that you're cranking through this. And another thing that I want to say is, if you have any questions, please email them right away. If you're stuck, if something's not working in Canvas for you, you need to let me know right away, because if you fall behind, you're still responsible for making up all this material. It's, constant communication between me and the students for any issues that might occur. Please feel free to email me, And I'd like you guys to use the inbox probably more than sending me an email, because I just, as soon as I log in, I come up straight over to the inbox and see who's sending me an email. Okay? Keep cranking it out. Remember the grit documentary that you watched on this, right? Keep cranking it out and keep it up and don't give up. And if you have a question, feel free to send me an email, okay? Thank you.